One of the things obviously we rather focus on is charging infrastructure. And one of the more challenging applications for charging infrastructure is the urban centre, because there's a scarcity of off-street parking. The easiest thing in the world for us is to go and put a charging point into someone's home by their drive, and that's a lot of our activity. In your role at Arrival, how did you look to tackle the issue of how we're going to charge our fleet? Did you use much in the way of sort of behavioural insights data, anything to give kind of an insight into how best to solve that problem?
So with my Arrival hat on, I think we were enormously lucky that fleets understand their usage. They have all the data at their disposal, and vehicles typically come back to the depot at night for some period of time. So it's quite an easy challenge to solve. But I think thinking about some of the behaviours, in London, for example, I think a Tesco delivery driver might do maximum 30 miles. So how do you if you've only got 30 miles left of an electric battery, that looks like a very, very small percentage. And so does that kind of inspire trust? Probably not. And how do we need to educate drivers around that sort of thing? But I think outside of Arrival and thinking about this sort of more broadly, if commercial fleets suddenly have all of this infrastructure, which arguably is on private land, could that be shared with sort of the general public who maybe aren't charging overnight and could use it during the day? And how do you optimise that system? And I know that companies like Fleet Charge, who are part of Just Park, are looking at those sorts of things, and interesting things from people like Zip Charge, looking at mobile charging as well. So I think I've given you a non-answer there, which is saying fleets are easy.
I think that's an even more powerful answer. Well, actually, no, James. It's about putting the charges where these fleets spend their time, and that tends to be at depots. So, to say it's easy, I guess, is probably true compared to others. But the people who are trying to wrangle to bring enough grid to these depots probably don't find it super easy. But certainly, that's the place to put them. I think that's absolutely right. I was on a panel recently with someone from a bus company who was wrestling with exactly that challenge. And they were putting a huge amount of power into a depot and saying we only use it overnight, and it's completely empty during the day because all the buses are out carrying people around. So that's a really interesting sort of application and way to share those resources.